Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Michael Thomas with Cryptos, and I've got a lot of good news for you today. I haven't done a post in a while, and I want to catch up with you guys on what's going on in the world of cryptos and what's going on in the financial market, man. I mean, we're getting a lot of good information. We had a couple interesting things that came out about Deutsche Bank and some other information on what people are talking about. Trump came out, Jenga came out with a report about the reset, the financial reset that's coming. So I just want to give everybody a heads up on what's going on and to be prepared. I mean, prepare accordingly on what's coming. We're, Big Swear and on the road to Ruta and JSNIP and a lot of others are out there talking about, and Cliff High and Jenga and a bunch of the financial guys in cryptos and everything are talking about this reset coming in October or September and October of the financial markets. And we noticed that there's a lot of interesting things going on with the foreign markets, with Turkey, with Iran, I mean, with the sanctions, with all the things that are going on. So you need to be prepared on what you have in your portfolio, and so you're not struggling through the process. How long it's going to take? Well, no one really knows. It could be 90 days, 30 days, 90 days, 60 days. It could be 120 days. It could be 6 months before they get it all figured out. But from what I understand, is there's another system coming up right alongside this old system. This is why it's taken so long to get it to where it is, for them to actually do the reset or hit that reset button that we keep hearing about the crash of the financial markets. And the thing is that the dollar is going to go down. I don't think the dollar is going to crash, from what I understand, but I think the dollar will go down probably about 20 or 30%. So right now it's at 96 points today for the dollar on the index. I mean, it could go down to 76 points. It could go down to 66 points. The markets could really go back down to where they're stable. 18. On the Dow, it could go down to 18. It could go down to 20. I mean, so 20,000. So prepare accordingly, guys. It's coming. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and share some of the information I found on what's going on. We have, remember, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on YouTube at Michael Thomas. Look for the guy with the crazy hat and the crazy glasses. Okay, you can find me there. Also, be aware that I also have my Facebook page, and my Facebook page is facebook.com/Wildcryptos. Okay. You can go there and you can read all the posts and the latest information that I have put out there. Okay, on the post. But let's start here. Also, TBC, the Billion coin, is doing really well. We've gone through the migration period to the new system, and everybody's doing really well on it. The new coin server for transactions is really, really good. So if you haven't signed up for the Billion coin, I urge you to do so. You can go ahead and click on this link right here, and it should take you to a sign up, or you can come down here into my, hang on a sec, over here, and you follow this down. It will, let me go home to the home page, and you can click on the link here. Right here says the crypto cash promote, it says Kringle Cash right here. You can click on this link or the link up here, okay, on this picture, and it should take you to a sign up page on signing up for TBC. Now, TBC, the Billion coin, okay, is a private coin. It's a peer-to-peer private coin. It's not on the coin exchanges because we do not want to put it into the public. We do not want to be involved with the exchanges. This is a peer-to-peer community coin. It is a worldwide community coin, and it is gold backed. So check into it, okay? Don't pass this opportunity up. You're going to get 25,000 free cookie rewards that are redeemable in November once you sign up, okay? So this is an opportunity for you, okay? It also should be in your portfolio as a coin to have in your portfolio. Now, they're going to give you 25,000 free cookie rewards, and once you redeem them, you know, that's going to be able to exchange for whatever other cryptocurrency you want to exchange for. You could sell it, okay, to another buyer, or you can use it in the countries that are accepting TBC. A lot of people that are involved with TBC have their own businesses, and they do accept TBC. So by following them or by looking for them out there in your local community, you can find that TBC is a worldwide community coin. All right, guys, let's go to the post that I want to share with you. And here's one that we just came up today. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, guys. Slow computer. Slow computer. So, you know, the Deutsche Bank, I mean, is the derivative holder throughout the world, you know, and Turkey is the largest, one of the largest besides Russia when it comes to derivative debt with the Deutsche Bank in the world that is registered with the Deutsche Bank. Now, Turkey's lira is crashing, and that's because of the sanctions that you know, Trump has put on Iran, put on anybody that is doing business with Iran, and Trump was trying to get Iran to come to the table and talk to him about a new deal. And Iran is finally, it sounds like Khamenei is going, yep, okay, we want to come and talk. So now they're aware of it, okay? So if you have not seen this here by Dave Janda, all right, Trump and the Reset, he gives a pretty good 10-minute explanation of what's coming, all right? Come in here in my site, listen to it, put a like in there, make your comments, you know, that's what I would like you to do. It's a very good report. You can also find them on YouTube. Also, guys, Bitcoin is giving up ground and Ripple falls here anyway. You know, Bitcoin seems to be holding. If I go to the coin market, let's go to the coin market and let's take a look at what it is today, right now, this point. And you'll see that, you know, it seems to be holding at 6,000. It went below 6,000 here this morning, yesterday, and it seems to be coming back up again. Okay, so it seems to be holding. A lot of the other cryptocurrencies seem to be fading. Litecoin took a good jump today. I mean, it seems to take a good jump today. Stellar, well, Stellar. You know, I don't know too much about Stellar. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Zcash is doing good. You know, it's holding. It's not doing too bad. Litecoin seems to have taken a drop. Dogecoin. Dogecoin is interesting because Dogecoin was picked up by the Litecoin community, and there cryptocurrency. Keep an eye on Dogecoin, guys, and keep an eye on Bytecoin and Digibyte. Those are some low value coins you can get in real cheap, okay, that have potential to really climb. Okay, these two coins right here, Digibyte, Dogecoin, are the two that I would really keep an eye on, because these are, like, I think these are sleepers, these two coins. Okay, and when everything breaks loose, when I tell you what, when this reset happens, it's going to break loose. Okay, and cryptocurrencies are going to take off. So all this down, you know, all this manipulation that's been going on to try and bring this currency down, these are buy opportunities for you, okay? These are opportunities for you to buy in and hold and hodl, okay? You're not going to, I tell you what, when it takes off, you are not going to see the cryptos this low again, okay? I guarantee you will not see them this low again, because they're going to be usable. What do you think all the exchanges and the ICOs and the ETFs and all this, what the SEC has been doing, what the CFTC's been doing, you know, what all these crypto gurus and financial advisors, you know, they've been trying to get this cryptocurrency down low enough to where enough people can buy in, and so and then they'll just let it go. They're manipulating it. Okay, all the markets are being manipulated. That's why exchanges are not good. If you're hodling cryptocurrency, put it on an external device. Okay, you know, like a ledger or a safe key, or you know, paper wallets or something like that, so you have it. Okay, move it out of the exchanges, because when the markets crash, so goes the exchanges, guys. All right, exchanges are famous for being hooked to the financial systems that's in place right now. I would not leave my cryptos in it. All right, all right, guys. Miners, you miners out there, you big huge miners, you guys know what to do. All right, you guys are moving your stuff off to hard wallets and stuff, so you're not keeping it on the exchanges. You might have a little bit in there, I know, but you know, you're not keeping everything on the exchanges. And what I wanted to also show you here is right here. Okay, so we have a serious warning. Now, why would they put this warning out? So the FBI got warned that there's an ATM cash out blitz. The last time this happened, okay, the last time I saw something like this, there was a warning. It actually, what it was it was a bail-in in Greece. Okay, it was the banks that did it. And now here they are giving us warning that they're cyber criminals that are going to hack in through the ATM cash machines, and they're going to go ahead and take millions and millions of dollars. And there's 3 or 4 banks out there that are being lauded. That's Wells Fargo. That's Chase Bank. I mean, there's a couple of them out there that are being looked at. So come in and read this article because it's important, and then plan accordingly. You know, I wouldn't leave all your money in the banks. You know, they talk about a bank run. All right, people are going to get scared and they're going to go to the banks and try to pull their money out. Well, this is why they have bank runs, because of warnings like this. Okay, so it's like they're trying to crash the system. So let them crash it. Okay, if you're going to go do a bank run and you need to pull all your money out, pull your money out. If you don't feel that it's a big deal, well, plan accordingly. You should have enough cash, silver and gold in your portfolio to keep yourself safe in a safe spot for if the world does go haywire. All right. So let's go on down a little bit more. There's another article I wanted to look at here. So Bitcoin creeps. This was the other day. Wall Street crypto hedge fund launching the surprising record pace Bitcoinist crypto hedge funds. You know, more and more hedge funds and ICOs are popping up daily. Guys, be aware of ICOs. Be aware of ETFs and these buy-ins. Make sure you do your due diligence on them. I'm really not a trustful person when it comes to finances and people handling my money, because I've lost a lot in the process. Let's see. Where is it? Deutsche Bank, okay, is having major problems. And there was an article that came out. I think I already passed it. There was an article that came out that said, and it showed, maybe it was a Big Swear. It was a Big Swear thing. So let me check something here. I think it was Big Swear. Big Swear came out with a report, Road to Ruta, on the Deutsche Bank issue and about where they were, Turkey and the end game. So here's something I want you to listen to.
Now, if you look at the crypto market right now, it looks like it's crashing. Everything's going down. It's not going up anymore. And people are stopping themselves from getting into this. Now, that is the biggest...
Good morning.
Shouldn't do that.
With your morning horn of price-wise. Through the global economy and stimulating volatility throughout the fall of 14% happening. All right, so let's see.
Okay, maybe it's right here.
Fake news for Turkish movers. Deutsche Bank slides on Turkey concerns. Why Deutsche Bank? Deutsche Bank isn't even the largest country or bank. Was popped.
Okay,
Deutsche
so let's do
Bank
this. Let's
goes
do the
down,
beginning, guys.
JP Morgan, Citibank, and then everything goes down. You should have your assets in your own possession absolutely right now. I don't give a shit what the price of those assets are. It's not going to matter after the system blows away. And that is the plan. That was always the plan. Destroy the unbacked fiat monetary system. But Ruda wrote in the sand in the original Federal Reserve Bank comic books back in 1981. It's an economic formula called On the Road to the Golden Age. It says the best way to get back to a gold standard from an unbacked system is to print as much money as possible, building the derivatives and the stocks and bonds, everything. Blow it to the roof and then blow it up. You'll have to go back onto a gold standard. Now, this was written in 1981 and then rewritten in 2007. That was still the plan. They tried to do it in 2008. It wasn't big enough. It's the saving of the banks, and now we have the cryptos. And the cryptos will be most likely. There's a small chance that the cryptos won't be the answer. Very small chance, but in that case, gold and silver will be the answer. So you gotta have your gold and silver as well as your cryptos. But more than likely, it'll be a combination of all kinds of things. But the key is there's going to be no deciders. The people who are running our monetary system have absolutely destroyed anything, any semblance of control. It is over. It is absolutely over. And Trump, all he's doing now is pulling the final plug. Trump's tariffs in retaliation for jailed American pastors sends Turkey's economy plunging. Who cares about Turkey? Well, European banks care about Turkey, and they are on the brink of collapse already. Obviously, people living in Turkey care about Turkey. But all these banks are interconnected. Turkey goes, good night, JP Morgan, good night, Citibank, good night, Deutsche Bank, obviously. So let's see what's going on and see if we are heading into that time when you're going to pray that you have physical assets in your own possession, as in physical cryptocurrencies, physical silver, and physical gold. Mainly silver, mainly cryptocurrencies, my favorite. I have actually, if you go to roadtoroad.com, I'm still, the cryptos I have projected long ago, my favorite 15 are still my favorite 15. Then again, I'm a hodler, so I don't trade back and forth. But all of them are just doing, they're not doing fine financially, the price-wise. But price means nothing. They're building out their product. They will be the 15 best, in my opinion. If you go to roadtoroad.com, under the private road section, you can find it right there. And there's Ruda. That's what Ruda comes from. It's a Fortran term. But I go through my 15 picks. And they're absolutely, yes, I know the cryptos are in the dumper. But it was always the plan to destroy everything and then rebuild. And the reason to own cryptos, the reason to own gold, the reason to own silver is the rebuilding part. And you're going to pray that you had your hands on your cryptos. Because if the banks go down, there's no exchanges will be open. Coinbase will not be open. GDAX will not be open. Crackle will not. They will be destroyed along with the unbacked fiat monetary system and the bankers. And you're going to just pray that you have your stuff in your own possession. So do that now. I know I harp on it almost daily, but it's so important now, especially as what's going on. And with Turkey is going to trigger some much bigger things, and I'll show you. Fierce tensions between the United States and Turkey have continued to escalate over the weekend, resounding through the global economy and stimulating volatility throughout the Middle East markets. In response to Trump's tough crackdown on the once esteemed NATO ally, this is Trump. A tweet on Friday. I've just authorized a doubling of tariffs on steel and aluminum with respect to Turkey as their currency, the Turkish lira, slides rapidly downward against our very strong dollar. Aluminum will now be 20% and steel 50%, Trump tweeted Friday. Our relations with Turkey are not good at this time. He is obviously trying to destroy the Turkish lira, which will destroy Turkey, Turkey can't if you have a weak lira, Turkey can't pay back any of their foreign debts. Their debts based in other people's currency, which are huge, and I'll get to that in a second. This is absolutely economic warfare. But the funny thing about this is Trump's actually talking about it. Usually they just do it behind the scenes. They click a mouse and destroy people's currencies. But Trump's talking about it. It's an open warfare. Turkish lira tumbled from 4.7 to the dollar to a depleted 6.4 to the dollar for the first time in history, breaking the 6 month. The lira is reported to have more than 30% of its value lost, throughout August, with the biggest hit, a fall of 14% happening Friday. The yield on Turkish decade-long bonds have risen over 20%, and inflation is now running at 15% compared to 11% a year ago. Now remember, for every dollar in Turkish debt, there's probably $100 in derivatives backing it up, and the largest holder of derivatives is our friends over at Deutsche Bank. I'm sure Deutsche Bank thinks that they've hedged their derivatives with other derivatives, but that's when you get into the problem. Everybody thinks they're hedged, and all it takes is one weak bank who is taking on these hedges, because with derivatives, you get paid up front. So you recognize income up front. That's what Deutsche Bank has been doing for so long, but now you got to pay it back, especially if Turkey goes down, and it is looking like they are going to go down very, very.
So you see the tariff warfare that's going on that they were talking about is that it's an ongoing process, and the whole process is to bring the financial system down. It's a bad system. They're starting to realize that it's a bad system, and Trump and the I want to call the white hats and everything are going to go through, and they're gonna take this system down because they know it's bad. It's bad for the world. It's bad for American economy. It's just a bad system. Through years and years and years, they have been putting derivatives on top of derivatives on top of derivatives, and they've been getting their payout. But now, and how are they going to pay that back? Because you're talking 200% of these derivatives, they'll never be able to reclaim. So there has to be a reset. There has to be a time to where they say, okay, wait, there's no way that the whole world can pay all these derivatives back for all these years. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a financial reset, and we're going to do a debt forgiveness. Okay. Yeah, you might have heard that somewhere, debt forgiveness. So when you have all this negative, okay, it's all negative. All right. And if basic math is this, 100 minus 100,000, 100 billion, 100 trillion, 100 quadrillion, minus 100, however, it's still a minus. It still reverts to a zero with one major asset. Okay. Because it's not the paper derivatives and not the paper money that has value. It's exactly what was created from that derivative. Okay. Whether it be a house, whether it be land, whether it be gold, silver, water, electricity, whatever. Those are assets. Those are valuable asset commodities. The derivatives are all negatives. Okay. Basic math says that if you take one, you can do it with a grain of gold, 1 grain of gold, and of all those derivatives, you can wipe those all out. But instead of just doing it with 1 grain of gold, they're going to do it with all the GDP, all the assets throughout the world, and they're going to wipe out these derivatives. Okay. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, we're going to have problems. But now I want to do one more thing before we go. I want you to listen to Janga. Okay. What he says here in his 10-minute little brief. All right.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Operation Freedom Briefings. The goal of these briefings and my weekly radio show, Operation Freedom, is to provide you information the bought-off lamestream fake media will never present. Join us every Sunday for Operation Freedom, the radio show, 2 to 5 Eastern. You can stream it live, free of charge, at davejanda.com. Also, come to davejanda.com. We're there for you 24/7. We have a great public site where we upload information on a very regular basis. And then we have the subscription site for a mere 30 cents a day. We deep dive on issues. We have extra content, extra shows, extra guests, where we deep dive on issues that are occurring in our country and around the world. Take a look, davejanda.com. Hope you'll like it. The public side, subscription side, please join us. Today I want to hit on Trump and the reset. Now, I believe the reset's going to occur on several fronts. The first, the rule of law reset. This is the, quote, lock her up, if you will, end quote, perspective. Lock her up is about restitution of the rule of law, where we and the globalists all answer to the same rule of law. To date, over the last several decades, at a minimum, there have been two standards: the rule of law for the global elite and their mid-level puppets like the Clintons, the Bushes, the Obamas, the Romneys, the Ryans, McCains, you name it. And then the rest of us. Well, I believe the lock her up scenario is all about restitution of the rule of law. Now, many people are saying, I'm frustrated on that. I mean, I've been waiting to see all these perp walks occur. Well, I believe they are going to occur. And I believe a number, not all, if you will, 40,000 indictments are going to be unsealed at the same time or at all. But eventually you're going to start to see, and I believe it's coming sooner rather than later, some of these indictments open, and you are going to see some primetime players indicted. And in particular, I believe one of the first people that are going to be indicted of the primetime players is going to be former director of the CIA, John Brennan, under Obama. Now, there's also another reset front, and that's the financial reset front. Look, if you listen to the tentacle of the globalist syndicate, that being the media, whether it's CNBS or Bloomberg or Fox Business News, it's all about, keep buying paper, keep buying stocks, keep buying bonds, because everything's fine. Well, everything isn't fine, and there's a reset coming, and Trump said it himself. Here's what he said recently, quote, "We may take a hit." This is from Zero Hedge. Trump warns investors to prepare for pain in the market. Quote, this is Trump. "I'm not saying there won't be a little pain, so we might lose a little of the game. We may take a hit, but you know what? Ultimately, we're going to be much stronger for it," end quote. Look, don't listen to the tentacle of the globalist syndicate, the bought-off lamestream fake media, the CNBSs or the Fox Business News crews. They're there to suck you in. But even the elite have, and I'm not even going to call it ethics, they have a philosophy that, we have to let the unwashed in on it. And if they're not smart enough to get it, it's their own fault. And the granddaddy of them all, that's the head of this globalist snake, are the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. And in fact, the Rothschilds, in particular Lord Rothschild, the head of the snake, is saying some very interesting things about a reset. From Zero Hedge, this is Lord Rothschild. "The New World Order is at risk. Over the past 3 years, an unexpected voice of caution has emerged from one of the most legendary families in finance, Lord Jacob Rothschild." As I mentioned, they know we're in the shower, and before they flush the toilet, they tend to give us a heads up. And that's what he's doing, that there's a financial reset coming down the pipe. Here's what he says. In 2014, RIT Capital Partners' annual report, Lord Rothschild, the scion of the Rothschild family, warned that, quote, "the geopolitical situation is most dangerous since World War II. Rothschild again warned about the outcome of, quote, "what is surely the greatest experiment in monetary policy in the history of the world." And then again in 2017, he cautioned that, quote, "share prices have in many cases risen to unprecedented levels at a time when economic growth is by no means assured." Well, he went on. The period of monetary accommodation may well be coming to an end. Geopolitical problems remain widespread and are proving increasingly difficult to resolve. Fast forward to today, when in the latest half-year commentary, Lord Rothschild has made his latest warning to date, this time focusing on the global economic system that was established after World War II, and which he believes is now in jeopardy. Quote, "In 9/11, 2001, and in 2008, the financial crises, the powers of the world worked them worked together, hard to believe, with a common approach. Yeah, benefit them and screw us. Cooperation today amongst the powers that be, because there's a new sheriff in town, is proving much more difficult, you think? This puts at risk the post-war economic and security order, end quote. Look, Hillary Clinton, they were counting on her being elected. She was their puppet. And the plan was to institute a financial reset that devastated millions, tens of millions of people around the world. The problem that they can't control right now is that Trump is not controlled by the Rothschild-Rockefeller axis in the global syndicate. Yes, as I pointed out before, do I believe Trump has ties to the globalists? Yes, but not to the Rothschild-Rockefeller axis. He doesn't do business for them. He does business with another set of globalists that are outside of that, the Make America Great, if you will, silo of globalists. And because Trump was elected, that devastating financial reset that would have devastated tens of millions of individuals and benefited the Rothschild-Rockefeller axis, of which the Bushes and the Obamas and the Clintons were all middle-level puppets, and Soros, middle-level puppets, is in trouble. And I believe when this financial reset occurs, what's going to happen is that tens of millions will not be devastated. Yeah, there might be some days, some couple weeks, maybe a month, where things are jumping. But ultimately, we will have a system that's more sound and more secure, where we have a rule of law system that is just across all planes, globalists and non-globalists alike, in a financial system that, if you will, is not two-tiered any longer, with the globalists and the rest of us, the useless eaters, the have-nots, to pick up the crumbs. Trump, listen to what Trump said again. He talks about a financial reset. But at the end of that reset, things are better, not worse, for tens of millions of people. We may take a hit. I'm not saying there won't be a little pain. So we might lose a little of the gains. We may take a hit. But you know what? Ultimately, we're going to be much stronger for it, end quote. I mean, that's what this comes down to. There's a
So, guys, there is a reset coming. Okay? We know this. We need to be prepared for it, even though it might only be a week, 2 weeks, a month, as Jenga says. But and you know, I've heard we don't really have to worry about it. But like I say, you know, prepare accordingly. Be ready for it. It's coming. I mean, I'm hearing September or October, September sometime. Okay, which is only a couple weeks away is when all this is gonna probably start taking place. So just be aware, be attentive of what's going on around you. If you feel you need to go to the bank and get a bunch of cash, go to the bank, get a bunch of cash. I mean, have your gold and silver in possession, you know, that you have. Make sure your cryptos are in your possession, okay, just in case. And, you know, protect yourself and protect your families and protect your neighbors. And, you know, let's get through this. You know, I firmly believe that we have the powers of either in place right now throughout the world to make sure this goes as smoothly as possible, and we should be able to walk out of it pretty easy. It's pretty tough for some people right now. People are having problems financially and everything because of how the system is. Hopefully after it's all done, it'll change. We'll have the jobs. America will have the jobs again. The countries out there, you know, they'll have the jobs. You know, everything will settle down and the world will get back to normal and we can live in peace and move on. So just wanted to bring that to you guys, and that, make sure you guys stay abreast of what's going on. Check out, I'll try to do another video here in another week to an update on things. But this is Michael Thomas, Wild About Cryptos. Catch you next time.